Good morning, everyone. I want to talk about problem number 8. And before you kind of freak out by looking at all these calculations, just know that problem number 8 would be something that I would consider bonus. I would not require you to do this on an exam or quiz, but this is just like a cool problem if you like math, which I love math, so I think it's cool. But it has some important aspects that we should think about. So if we look at problem number 8, and I'm not going to actually work out the whole thing, I'm going to refer you to Schoology where I've worked out all the answers, but I just want to talk to you about sort of the high level way we need to do this problem. So I look at the numerator is degree 3, okay? The terms are out of order, but that doesn't matter. And the denominator is degree 2, so I don't have to perform long division, right? Then I notice that there are precisely 2 factors in the denominator, neither of which will factor more. So I need precisely 2 fractions, right? And I'm going to put something over the first factor, but because this factor is degree 2, I have to put degree 1 over it. So I need to say at plus b over 3t squared plus 4. And same thing here, because this factor is degree 2, I need to have a linear factor up top, ct plus d, right? At this point, you would then know to, add the fractions together. You'd get this big complicated looking thing here. And you would then, let's see if I can scan out a little bit so you can see the whole thing. You would then, set the fractions equal to each other, all right, so that you have that here. Now, the cool thing about this problem, and the reason it's so complicated, is basically when you look at this, there's not really like one thing I should let t equal to knock all the letters out. I have 4 letters, A, B, C, and D. And so the best I can do is knock out like 1 or 2 at a time. So just, I'll give you sort of like a preview of what you're going to need to do, and then I'll refer you to all of my calculations that are on Schoology. But basically the gist of it is start easy. Let t equal 0, solve for b and d, right? And you're going to have to plug all that in and do the math, and you're going to get 8 equals 7b plus 4d. Now this is going to need a friend, right? Because I have essentially one equation with 2 unknowns. And so your next option is going to be to let t equal something. What's the next easiest option besides 0? Let t equal 1, right? Plug that in, and then you're going to get this big mess, right? Okay, so that's going to be messy. Then you're going to let t equal 2. You're going to get this big mess. And then finally, you're going to let t equal 3. And again, I'm just picking numbers in order of easiness. And you're going to get this mess. You are going to have actually a system of 4 equations and 4 unknowns. And so you're going to have to think back to your Algebra 2 days, which you loved, I know. And you're going to have to basically set this up like you used to do with a matrix, right? So you have all the A's lined up, B's lined up, C's lined up, and D's lined up. And notice in the first equation, I have 0a plus 7b plus 0c. And then what I would do is, do you remember RREF in your calculator? This would be a 1, 2, 3, 4 by 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matrix. RREF is reduced row echelon form, and this will solve it for you. So if you recall, you can plug in all of the coefficients like 0, 7, 0, 4, 8 into this matrix, which is going to be a 4 by 5. And then you're going to get these answers in return. So again, this is a problem that I really highly encourage you to try and work out, see if you can get it to work. All of my calculations are, on Schoology. You can just look through everything. And definitely email me if you have questions and want to go through this at all. This is a super, super cool problem, but it is not something that I will require you to do on a test.